Hi everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we introduced objects and understand what key value pairs are. Today, we are going to focus on something more practical, how to access object values properly and use them in real scenarios. Because in real projects, we don't just create objects, we work with their data. As a quick reminder, we can access object values using dot notation and bracket notation. Now, let's use them in real examples. Example 1. Using object values in calculation. Here we have a product object. It has name, price and a discount. Now imagine this is an e-commerce website. We want to calculate the final price after discount. How do we access the price? We use dot notation. Product dot price gives us 50,000. Product dot discount gives us 10. Now we calculate the discount amount and subtract it from the price. If we run it, you can see the final price printed. This is how object values are used in real applications. Example 2. Dynamic property access. Now, here's something very important. Sometimes we don't know the property name in advance. For example, the property name might come from user input. Here, we store the string age inside a variable called key. When we write user of key, JavaScript uses the value inside the variable. So, it accesses user.age. If you run it, it prints 25. If you use dot notation here, it will not work because dot notation looks for a property literally called key, and our object doesn't have that. That's why bracket notation is important when property names are dynamic. Example 3. Nested object. Objects can also contain other objects. Here, student has an address and the address has city and pin code. So, to access the city, we go step by step. First, student, then address, then city. If you run it, you can see Hyderabad as output. Example 4. What if property doesn't exist? JavaScript does not throw an error. It simply returns undefined. Here, if you run it, you will see the output undefined. This is very important to remember. Example 5, which is a real interview style example. Here's a simple interview style question. We have an order object. It has number of items and price per item. Now calculate total price. We just access the properties and multiply them. If you run it, you can see the total printed. This is how objects are used in logic and calculations. Let's quickly summarize. Dot notation is simple and commonly used. Bracket notation is useful when property names are dynamic. Objects can be nested. If a property doesn't exist, JavaScript returns undefined. And in real world applications, most data comes in object format. Now you understand how to access and use object values in practical scenarios. In the next video, we'll clearly compare objects and arrays so you know when to use which one. Keep practicing and I'll meet you in the next video.